We've got a sheriff in Arizona named Paul Babeu, apparently. And he is a congressional candidate for the Republicans. He has said throughout, he is very conservative. And if there's one thing that Paul Babeu cares about, it is protecting the border, because those Mexicans are coming in and out, in and out. Turns out they're doing the same to Paul Babeu. We just found out he has had a Mexican boyfriend for the last 3 years. Jose. Now, to Sheriff Babeu's credit, he's at least not denying the gay relationship that he's had for the last 3 years. But he is denying the second round of charges, which was, Jose was saying, or some people were charging that he was threatening Jose with deportation if he didn't know what he wanted him to do. I am definitely for not allowing the Mexicans in here unless they're going to be my lovers. And then if we have a lover spat, I can threaten to throw them out of the country. Oh, I see why you care about border security now and being in charge of border security. Interesting. Is it for your own sexual thrills? I don't know. We ask questions. Now, Babeu is going around, I love that name, he's going around saying, me, a hypocrite? Oh, no, you don't understand, man. I've never been a hypocrite on any of these issues. He says Jose is a documented immigrant and that was not an issue. You know, that's his claim. I don't know. We'll have to see how it gets, settled, whether it's in court or otherwise. And he says, well, look, I never said that I was against gay marriage. I never said I was for gay marriage. I just said I was very conservative. Dan Savage makes a good point. He's like, when you go around saying you're very conservative and you don't come out in favor of gay rights in any way, shape, or form, the assumption that you're trying to leave people with is that you're against gay rights. Well, because what is the very conservative position? It's against gay rights, right? But then all of a sudden, when you're caught with a Mexican lover, what did I say very conservative? Yeah. So here's some quotes from Babeu. Quote, if it's not harming somebody else, then it doesn't matter about his sex life. Quote, you can't legislate love. I bet that's true. I agree with him there. He goes on to say about his role in the Republican Party, quote, our party's the Big Tent. As Ronald Reagan talked about, the party of Lincoln, of equality. This is not something I believe in this day and age should by itself defeat or elect any candidate, even in this Republican Party. That's an obvious acknowledgement that the Republican Party is not in favor of gay rights. But besides which, what is there to acknowledge? Of course they're not in favor of gay rights. Everybody knows that. This is the party that he so loves. I don't know who he loved more the last 3 years. The Republican Party who hates gay people or Jose? But he certainly wanted both. So he's going to go on with Wolf Blitzer and try to justify all this. Let's watch.
Was this a love affair that went wrong or something, that he got angry at you? Is that, is that what you're saying?
This is the most embarrassing. I've never defined myself by other than my service and my duty and what we should all be judged on in life. And we've all had relationships as clear as day now. Now this is national news that I have had one where he wanted to harm me. And now this is rolled out, and the timing of this is more than coincidence that nationally, that all of this stuff, for years, all the media here in Arizona, all 5 TV stations, enemies of mine, people have gone to my chain of command in the military to report that I'm gay, stuff that is my personal private business.
All of a sudden, Sheriff Babeu, who turns out in hindsight had been a huge fighter for gay rights, very, very quietly, while no one was paying attention. In fact, he was fighting for gay rights within his closet. Okay, very convincing. Now we go to the second part of this. Did you threaten him?
There is no proof, not only of any of this, it didn't happen.
He says there were phone calls, there were text messages in which you were supposedly threatening him.
And this is documented as well. I said, how can you think you're going to do business? He had a business with websites. He just stole my websites and put slanderous information on my websites because I have lawful authority for arrest. There was no arrest. There was no lawful authority. I did what you and most other citizens would have done, went to an attorney. The attorney handled the matter. I thought it was done. And now, as I'm approaching 5 months into this election, I'm 10 points ahead in the poll over an incumbent member of Congress, and all this stuff comes out.
Yeah, I know. It's a big conspiracy theory. If you had just gone to the election without anybody knowing who you actually are, everything would have been just fine. Gosh, the damn media trying to bring people some degree of facts and truth. They're terrible. Oh, by the way, did I mention that this guy was part of the Romney campaign in Arizona? Well, whatever happened with that?
Explain why you decided to step down as co-chairman of the Romney campaign here in Arizona. If you've done nothing wrong, why did you step down?
One, I didn't want this to splash over on Mitt or any of the other candidates.
What part? The allegations or the fact that you're gay?
This controversy, certainly not that I'm gay. The Romney campaign, and I don't think anybody should have a problem with my personal life and who I am. It doesn't take away from my patriotism or my service. And if you asked any of the candidates that, I don't think that they would disagree with that. And
really?
I called them and said, look, at this time, I've got a lot to deal with. I'd like to step away from the campaign.
Which party is he in, man? If you ask any of the candidates, they wouldn't have a problem with your personal life. Are you kidding me? The minute we found out you were gay, you had to run for the hills because the campaign was so embarrassed of you. Oh, my God, the guy is gay. How about if we asked Rick Santorum? You think he's in favor of you having rights? Hell no, he's not. And look, putting aside the fun that we're having with this story, the reason that it's important and it's serious is that it is the serial hypocrisy by the right wing, where he's in a party that is 100% against gay rights, and then he claims like, why would they have any problem with my personal life? Of course not. No, yeah, golly gee, I don't know what you're talking about. Really? You don't? Then you haven't been paying any attention. And then secondly, this guy, it was one of the leading anti-immigrant advocates in Arizona. He was even in an ad with John McCain, walking along the border, going, man, I hope we keep those Mexicans out. And all that time that they demonized and demagogued Mexicans, it turns out that he was literally in bed with one. Look, is there something wrong with being gay or having a Mexican boyfriend? Of course not. We're the #1 people who say that that's perfectly fine. Everybody's allowed to be free in this country. But it's your party that's running against that. And when it comes to immigrants, it was you specifically who actually built your whole career on that. Now you turn around and then it turns out when you're having an affair with an immigrant that happens to be a man, all of a sudden, no, I'm sure my party wouldn't have any problem with that. I don't see the problem. Well, we do.